Welcome back. We are continuing to cover the breaking news out of Georgia. The judge ruling Fani Willis can stay on the Georgia case against Donald Trump. This is that sprawling election interference case, as long as her special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, steps down. Let's bring back Greg Bluestein, and now with us, former Georgia federal prosecutor Amy Lee Copeland. Amy Lee, thank you. I'm going to start with you, since you're new to the conversation. What's your reaction to this decision that dropped moments ago?
Good morning, Anna. I thought it was a real win for the district attorney's office, even if it's nominally designated as a slight loss. When the judge had a hearing in advance of the first evidentiary hearing, it was clear that he felt something needed to be done. The status quo can't continue. He decided to hear evidence on it rather than just accepting the party's written submissions. So he has engineered an opinion where he's found no actual conflict, but an appearance of impropriety that can be remedied by Mr. Wade's resignation. The DA's office routinely has 10 or 11 signatories on motions, so it has a deep bench. No doubt they will hurt from losing their chief operating officer, but that's a whole lot easier to replace than an entire DA's office. So again, labeled as a loss, but I think really a win for the district attorney.
Greg, we had already seen 4 of Donald Trump's co-defendants plead guilty in this case. 15 remain. Do you think we'll start seeing discussions about that again, trying to get people to flip and get more plea deals under the belt of the district attorney's office?
We could. There also might be some buyer's remorse from 4 of those co-defendants that did reach plea deals. We interviewed just the other day the Georgia GOP chair, Josh McCoon, who suggested as much, that, hey, they should have held out. But of course, there's steep legal fees that the state party is helping to pay right now to help some of those defendants. But no, I think this case now gets on track. We already saw a ruling just earlier this week involving some of those criminal counts that were at least temporarily thrown out against these 19 or 15 remaining co-defendants. And so now the real work starts getting underway again.
Amy Lee, so much of Fani Willis's personal life was put out there for public consumption. She shared a lot on the witness stand, trying to say, I have nothing to hide. How difficult does it make her ability to really take full command again of this case, do you think?
You know, I don't think she ever lost full command of this case. She strikes me as a very powerful person. She's a career prosecutor. She very much knows her mind. I think she has always been in charge. And as you will see, the office really rallied around her in the course of these proceedings. You know, she has had a course plotted for her. She, I think, needs to roll up her sleeves, and I'm sure she will, and just get back to that course. She has told the judge, her office has, that within 30 days she will be ready to try this case. I have no doubt that that is a correct assessment, even if and when Mr. Wade resigns.
And of course, Judge McAfee issued a decision earlier this week, dropping some of the counts in this case, including 3 counts against Trump specifically. What do you see as the practical impact of that decision as this case moves forward, Amy Lee?
You know, perhaps not as much as some others do. Prosecutors put in counts for a number of reasons. These, of course, were overt acts also in the RICO charge. Those remain. But a lot of times you charge not just your main count, but also some that carry lower statutory penalties to give people plea options. Those counts are out now. That just means that these defendants that are affected can't plead to those counts unless the DA resurrects them through an superseding indictment, which she may very well. I think she has gone on record saying that there are some defendants, I think the top 5, that are never going to be offered a plea agreement in this case. So I really think it has minimal impact on the case moving forward.
And Greg, Blaine touched on this. You just touched on it, I think, as well. But you have this new reporting about both DA Fani Willis and Judge Scott McAfee as they are facing political challenges in the wake of this election interference case. Can you expand on this?
Yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it, that 3 of the top figures in this entire case are all going to be on ballot. Of course, Donald Trump, but Fani Willis and Judge McAfee will be on the ballot as well. And both Fani Willis and Judge McAfee very soon in May, they'll face their first challenges And look, Scott McAfee and Fani Willis are heavily expected to easily win another term, but they still have to look over their shoulders. And for Fani Willis, she's facing a Democratic and a Republican challenger. Democrat who's saying she's not being progressive enough. She should be more criminally justice-minded, embrace more reforms. And the Republican who's going to seize on any sort of misstep she makes, not just in the ruling that we just saw, but going forward, and can be a darling of the far-right media, could get all sorts of donations and media attention and all that, who, again, will have very little chance of winning a county that is one of the deepest blue Democratic bastions in the state, a county that Joe Biden won with about 70% of the vote in 2020, but at the same time could make Fani Willis's re-election challenge more of a headache.
The political and the legal are colliding in this election unlike any I think we've seen come before it. Thank you so much, Greg Bluestein and Lee Copeland.